Coach, South Regional champions, can you just tell us how that feels?
It's been a long, exhausting week. They earned it. These girls played their guts out. They just, it's hard. It's really hard to come out of a loser's bracket in tournaments like this, because all the teams here, your top teams. It's not, you're always going to see somebody's number one pitcher. The stress level's higher, the stakes are higher. So you just try to keep them in perspective. I kept just trying to tell them it's a game. It's just don't make it bigger than it is. And they responded. I mean, my gosh. I don't know how many home runs we hit. I'm so exhausted right now, but we came up with the hits we needed. We came up with some unbelievable plays. My gosh, I mean, we kicked one and threw the kid out at home plate. I mean, that don't happen very often. Usually, the snowball just gets bigger. So I can't. These girls just play their guts out.
And then Nikki and Sam, is the 5th time that Valdosta State's heading to softball World Series. Can we just get both of your thoughts on definitely this accomplishment?
You first. I've never been to a World Series before, a national championship, so just to have all the girls with me and have them have their backs and everything, I'm just excited to do it with them and do it for them.
I'm excited as well. Like, this is my first time going, and I'm a redshirt sophomore, so I'm excited. I mean, I have a great defense behind me, great offense. I'm excited to go.
Coach, to play 4 games in 48 hours, to do 3 of them against a team that shut you out in the first of those 4 games, just what does that say about the resolve of this team to get it done?
I mean, that tells you about this team. I mean, we played well all season long. We stumbled there at the end, but there's things people don't know about our team at those times, and there were some injuries and stuff, and we don't tell nobody nothing, and we had to play through that stuff, and people stepped up when they needed to, and it's exhausting. I mean, I know these girls. I'm exhausted, so it's hard. It's a lot to ask a team. Again, come on, West Florida's really good. I don't care what anybody says, they're not the number 5 team in our region. They're a tremendous ball club, and I mean, they gave us all we had, all we wanted, and I'm just glad we gave it back.
Nicole, this question's for you. It's just there's one at bat I go to, and it was your at bat in the bottom of the 6th of game 1. I don't know how many pitches you had up in the box there, but it was kind of the turning point in game 1. Obviously, gave you the momentum. You guys go and win, take it into game 2. What was going through your head just through that marathon of an at bat?
So I got a quote sent to me before the game yesterday. Acuna said it just the other day, and he was like, in all of these situations where the pressure's on, I want to be in that situation. And that's what I told myself in that situation is, I want this at-bat, I want this pitch, and I want to do this for my team.
And then on the mound in 2 games like this today, where the sun is just beating down on you, and you've got to go out and, like Coach said, try to take down and tame a really excellent offense. How did you just find that little extra 10% of effort to push through and get the wins today?
I mean, like Coach Massera said a couple days ago, it was all about our fans, and like they have our bags. I know my team has my bag, so I just try to have theirs, and mine was play for the seniors and play your heart out, leave it all on the field, and that was our thought process for today, and it turned out well for us. So.
This is for anybody, to Coach's point, I mean, West Florida's a team that goes to just about any other region, they probably got a bye. But the Gulf South is so strong that when you're a region full of those teams, you're going to have a really tough 5. You're going to have a really tough 6. How much has playing in the GSC helped you guys and prepared you guys for this next step of the tournament?
That's why we could do what we did. There's, we call it no easy out in the Gulf South Conference. Les Stubman talks about it from UAH all the time, and we text during, and you read our tweets, mine, hers, or anybody else's, and when somebody goes on the road, they always go hashtag no easy out. There's no easy out in the Gulf South. I don't care who you're playing. Early in the year, we lost to Union, and they were 1-9. It doesn't matter just because they're 1-9 in the Gulf South Conference. They're still tougher than a lot of other teams in a lot of other conferences. I mean, there is no easy out. My gosh, I mean, we got stats. I mean, I got 10 pages on West Florida. It doesn't freaking matter. I mean, it was still hard outs. I mean, it's it's nail biters all the way because, again, it's just these teams that you get challenged every single weekend. It doesn't matter who's pitching, but that again, I think that's what makes our conference so strong. You look at the SEC; they beat up on each other because they're all freaking good. You know, you get somebody in our conference that's 25 and 25. That don't mean they're bad. They're just playing monster weekends every single weekend. It's good and bad because you're just beat up at the end of the year, you know. But I think it gets you bad already.
Hey, Coach. Taylor's home run, 3-run shot, gave you guys the lead second game. I noticed you were very excited after that, and then after that big moment, Lacey Crandall hits one as well and puts you guys ahead for good. Talk about that play, especially with everything Taylor's been through, and to come through in this moment for you.
Yeah, I mean, nobody knows, you know, her real story about her, how sick she's been. And, you know, when she was 14, they told her she'd never play again. You know, she's still going through a lot. I mean, a lot of people don't even know what it takes for that child to get out of bed in the morning. But she, look at the smile on her face every day out here. She plays her guts out. She gets out, and we get over and get on to her, and she just, give me the bat. And she battles and battles, and that's the one thing about her. She never goes up to a bat going, you know, gosh, she just doesn't. You know, and even at that at bat there, you know, we put a play on, it didn't work, it didn't phase her one bit. You know, she got in there and they threw in and up at her, and she crushed it. I mean, but again, it's just, for me, it's so emotional because I know how much that child's been through, and everybody's, you know, they say you need to walk in somebody's shoes to understand it. You just don't even know what it takes for that child to come to the ball field. And I'm just so proud of her, and you know, watch her cheer for the rest of her teammates. She's the first one to dugout in between every freaking inning. She cheers them. I mean, she does so much more than just, you know, swing the bat. Somebody's down, she's the first one to go try to pick somebody up. Again, she's just a very special young lady. I'm just privileged that's my daughter.
Coach, one more. You know, going to Denver now, you have 105 home runs, and you know they talk about this, and you know in the major leagues, but you're about to be playing in altitude as a home run hitting team. How much confidence does that give you, knowing you know you have that advantage once you get there?
We just got to stay focused, and again, we got to play V-State ball. We can't overswing or try to, you know, again, all you got to do is hit the ball hard, and you know, we have a hitter's chance. So again, we just, you know, we got to keep it in perspective. We can eat this up right now, but by Wednesday we can calm things down, and you know, when you get out there, I've been there. So you play one game at a time. They're good enough to win it. They're good enough to really get there and compete. So I'm just excited about that, and just excited that they have an opportunity to do this.
Y'all just, you know, after having a season cut short last year, all the weird hoops you had to jump through to play this year, to play in a region at home, there's no tape on any bleachers, it's a slam pack Steel's Diamond helping you guys out. Just for any of you, what was it like to kind of have that slice of normalcy this week?
I'll go first this time. I mean, I love playing at home. I love our fans. I mean, like I said earlier, they have our back, whether or not, like, you know, they can't be on the field and stuff, but we know they have our back. They're constantly cheering for us. They're calling ball strikes, even though they might not be. Like, they're always there. I love playing home. Like, the atmosphere is amazing. I'm sure Coach has said multiple times teams hate coming to play here just because of our atmosphere. But, like, I know Les said in the interview early she likes playing here because it's a challenge. She likes the atmosphere.
This is the greatest group of girls I've ever had the opportunity to be on a team with. So every day I come out here, I do it for them. I do it for Coach. And every day I tell Sam, or every pitch, I'm like, we got your back. We're here for you. And that's exactly why I'm here, is for the girls that I play around. And I wouldn't want to do it for anyone else.
You go anywhere, and you know, we travel all over the place in our conference. There is no fans like ours. There is no group of fans like ours. If you look at the fans that are on the second fence that have those cars that are parked, they don't have a kid playing here. They are folks that are community folks in this town that don't have a stake in softball to come to support these girls. That's community support. None of those folks have a kid playing here. So there's 23 spots, and there's 23 folks out there parking their car every game these girls play, cheering them on. And then look at the other folks sitting behind the first fence. I mean, you don't go anywhere that I've ever been in Division II and see crowds like that anywhere. And then look how in tune they are into the game. I mean, it's just, I wish we could pack them up and take them to Denver, because, I mean, it's, when we went in 2012 to Louisville, there was a huge crowd that went there with us. And, you know, we were blessed to bring them a championship. But we had the biggest crowd there, and it was amazing how many people traveled to watch us play up there at that time. But, you know, they call this Wintersville, and it's Wintersville for a reason. It's because, you know, again, the community don't have a stake in us. They have a stake in this town, and, you know, these girls play like this. I'm telling you, I don't know where you could coach anywhere else like that and get that kind of support right there.
Any final questions?
Sam, you pitched pretty much every game this week. Just, you know, and the situations were different between, you know, having the run rule game and then having a lot of pressure situation. How did you manage to navigate that from a mental and physical standpoint, knowing that you had such a heavy workload this weekend?
Physically, I will be feeling it tomorrow for a fact. But most of the time, I had my adrenaline to help me out with my physical aspect of it. But mentally, I had my teammates behind me. I had coach supporting me. Like Nikki says, she's constantly coming up like, hey, I got your back. I got Kylie at second, Gano, and then Lacey behind the plate being as loud as possible, saying, you got this, best pitch right here. I mean, that's the best defense I can have. And you can get Bailey Everson in left field, too. Like...
And Nikki, it was a 15 pitch at bat there in
Seriously?
game 1. 15 pitch at bat. It seemed like with each foul off, it seemed like the crowd just kind of started getting that momentum, and you start to feel that atmosphere. What did that feel like, having that behind you, and then finally being able to get the RBI there?
And hooking one foul that should have went fair. It wasn't.
I mean, I was just taking every pitch one at a time. I had a long at bat against Kelsey Sweat yesterday, so I was pretty much thinking, like, is she going to throw the same sequence? Is she going to throw the same sequence? And eventually she did. She threw a curveball that I was just waiting to sit on. And to have all those people behind me is absolutely insane. And I don't think I've ever wanted to play for anybody else other than the people around me.
Thank you.
Final questions? Sam, Nikki, Coach, congrats on the championship and good luck in Denver.
Thank you.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for covering us.